There came a time when you learned that being fully yourself was unsafe, too loud, too soft, too emotional, too honest. So you shifted. You read the room, the people, the atmosphere, and you bent your shape to fit it. You did not do this because you were manipulative. You did it because you were trying to belong. The world rewarded the version of you that caused the least trouble, so you offered that version again and again. And slowly, the real you became the quiet one inside, watching the performance outside. And so here are 9 signs you developed an adaptive social persona. 1. You match the emotional tone of others. You adjust your mood to keep peace, because conflict once felt dangerous and your nervous system learned to avoid it. 2. You hide your needs to preserve connection. You learned that your needs were too heavy for the environment, so silence became a form of survival. 3. You speak the language people want to hear. You became fluent in reading expectations, molding your words so no one feels threatened by your truth. 4. You shrink parts of yourself in certain rooms. You instinctively sense who can handle your fullness and who cannot, so you adjust your presence to avoid judgment. 5. You become the role others expect. You slip into caretaker, listener, achiever, comedian, peacemaker, whatever is needed to keep the dynamic stable. 6. You feel different depending on who you're with. Your identity shifts shape because you learned early that sameness kept you safe and liked. 7. You apologize for your feelings, not because you did something wrong, but because the environment taught you that emotion was an inconvenience. 8. You avoid saying no. Your body remembers what happened when you disappointed someone, so you overextend to avoid the feeling of threat. 9. You feel lonely even around people, because the version of you they know is the one you created to be accepted, not the one that longs to be seen. And so we realize, your persona was not a lie. It was an adaptation, and it kept you safe when nothing else did. And it also quietly asks to rest now. So we ask ourselves, where did I first learn to become who others needed? Which rooms shape me the most? Which version of me is actually tired? What happens if I return to myself gently? You are allowed to be seen without shrinking. You are allowed to speak without translating. You are allowed to feel without apology. And you are the quiet knowing that your true self was never lost, only waiting.